Deep in the heart of the Kusa-10 sector of the Euclid galaxy, in the Dantaba system, lies a very unassuming planet. For spinning ever slowly round its sun, we find Sirocco. With no water and a thin atmosphere made of dihydrogen and sulfurine, it's not what one might call ideal for the formation of life. These elements make the atmosphere abnormally low, but that doesn't mean that the temperatures follow suit. With such a thin atmosphere, the heat of the sun bakes the sand in a harsh glow. But that doesn't mean life hasn't found a way around it. In the underbrush of the cacti, we find our first denizen of Sirocco. Oceophossa cervicornis, the horned bone badger, named for its rather peculiar markings around its back and face. Although fierce in looks, this creature is hardly a threat, much of its pattern making up for reflecting the light to keep itself cool. Their food source is just the many flowers and buds that line the cacti and bushes of the desert. This one, however, isn't searching for food. They are searching for their mate. And as the sun sets, one might think this would become difficult. But the bone badger has once again played its evolutionary hand well. Under a green desert sky and cool air, the bone badger shows off its most decorated adaptation. Two stalks with bioluminescent ends make for a very easy way to find your way in the dark. Her keen sense of smell plus her natural lanterns will easily help her find her mate and her young. She hears something out in the night. It's not another bone badger. This creature is slightly smaller and sports a nasty pack of spines for protection. This is an Ursiostrum aculeatus, the prickly desert bear, and it is certainly a sight to behold. Another herbivorous creature of Sirocco, these strange beasts are mostly nocturnal and stay in groups of 4 or 5. They will spend nights going through the bushes of the desert, sipping the nectar from flowers. Indeed, these odd-looking creatures are the pollinators of the dusty planet. Once an area is clear of nectar, they move on to another patch, keeping the ecosystem healthy. Strange they may be, but their importance to the desert cannot be overstated. A true testament to the adaptability of the life on Sirocco. And off in the night, a show is beginning. One we would be sore to miss. The flower flies, Petaloptera insectorum, more commonly known as flower bugs, bob and weave through the night sky. Their mating dance is one that they only do under the light of another planet's rings. Scientists believe that this behavior may be a form of mimicry of the rings, or it may mean something we can't possibly imagine. Regardless of meaning, the dance is gorgeous and a wondrous sight to behold. floating much slower in the night. A giant moves. A floating watcher, one of the oddest creatures of Sirocco, floats using inflated bladders in its body. These fill with hot air during the day, while they hide in holes, and then allow them to fly during the cold evenings. A familiar face emerges. The bone badger has finally tracked down her mate. And her pup. At only 2 months, this pup bone badger needs to stay near its parents. It wouldn't have any way of defending itself from predators at this age. And just over the hill, a hunter watches in the night. Larger than the bone badger's mother, this creature hunts baby bone badgers regularly. Both parents being there is a blessing. The Stratus spinovenator, the spineback hunter, the alpha predator of these dunes. Silent as the grave, they can often strike their prey before they even know it was there. Lucky the pup had its parents nearby. As the sun breaks the horizon, the heat of the day returns with malice. And across this dust-stricken landscape, a scene unfolds. A sound is heard that only means death. This watcher is elderly and unable to find a hole to hide from the sun. As his bladders shrink, so too does any hope of survival. A weakening call. Soon this giant will feed the desert. But not before the desert prepares the meal. A quite sad and brutal end to such a magnificent beast. Yet death is only the beginning in a harsh surviving planet. Bodies become food. Food becomes energy. Energy that will go on to fuel the next generation of life.